Hello everyone, and welcome back to Bible Meditations. Today we're going to be discussing James chapter 2, verses 14 through 17. Talk is cheap. I'm your host, Dr. Dawnelise Snipes. What good is it, my brothers, if someone says he has faith but does not have works? Can that faith save him? If a brother or sister is poorly clothed and lacking in daily food, and one of you says, "Go in peace, be warmed and filled," without giving the things they need for the body, what good is that? So also faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. Faith without works is dead. What does that mean to you? In counseling, we talk about KSAs, or knowledge, skills, and abilities. When I work with people, it's important that they understand what depression is. Knowing about depression or anxiety is great, but it's not going to make them feel better. They don't just say, "Oh, great, I know what depression is, doc, I feel great now." That's not how it works. They have to do something to achieve their goals. Once they know what depression is and what causes it, then they have the option to make choices and develop new skills in order to recover from their depression. These skills, like mindfulness, can help people start to change their current situation. Once people fully learn these skills, once they've been practicing mindfulness for several weeks, it starts to become second nature, or what we call an ability. It's not something they have to think about using anymore. It becomes an ability that they have. Faith is very similar. You believe that if you do the right thing, good things will come to you. First, you need knowledge of what the Bible says the right thing is to do. You need to know what good, orderly direction is comprised of. Then you must learn how to put it into practice. As you begin following good, orderly direction, as you begin doing the next right thing, good things will start to happen to you. And as good things happen, you want those things to keep happening, so you're likely going to continue to do those right things. And as you do that, it starts to become a habit, and you start building this new life that is shaped by good, orderly direction. For the next month, at the end of each day, I know a month is a long time, but for the next month, at the end of each day, reflect on how you could have more closely followed good, orderly direction and been more prudent. How could you have used your wise mind to stop yourself when you've started feeling anxious or upset or even impulsive to do something that would make you happy? How could you use your wise mind to stop yourself? Get the facts in the situation, what's really going on, and then respond in due time. Make a choice whether it is something that you need to use your energy for or something to let go. And if you decide to use your energy with this new information, this new knowledge you have a better ability to choose more correct options. Earnestness. How could you give 100% in everything you do and keep your word? How could you have been more respectful of other people as well as yourself, respecting your needs, respecting your boundaries, but also respecting other people? How could you have been more forgiving of other people and their follies, as well as forgiving of yourself? How can you let go of that guilt and shame? And how would that help you? How can you endure with courage the various trials? You went through trials. How could you have been more enduring and courageous in the way you addressed those trials? Likely those trials are not over. They're either ongoing or they'll happen again. So in the future, when you encounter those trials, how could you respond in a more enduring or courageous way? How could you have been more compassionate with yourself and with other people? There's forgiving. We forgive things that people do wrong. But there's also compassion, and that is having a sense of love and empathy. How could you have been more compassionate with yourself as well as other people? How could you have been more truthful with yourself and others? And I know some people are scratching their head, but many times we lie to ourselves. We tell ourselves we don't care, or we tell ourselves that we have to have something when in reality, we don't actually have to have it. We want it, but we don't have to have it. Or we may not be truthful with other people. We try to tell them what we think they want to hear. And while it sounds nice, ultimately that failure to be truthful can lead to a lot of misunderstandings. And selflessness. How can giving credit and thanks to those who deserve it help you develop the life that you want? Help you handle trials as they come your way?